and gentlemen, today we have with us Tiffany Bloomquist, who is the head of startups and Asia Pacific Japan division at AWS. Welcome, Tiffany, to AWS, to AIM. How are you liking AWS? What's the vibe like?
The vibe this week is incredible. It's been so fun to see how many startups are here. We already know that AWS is supporting startups for the last 20 years, but India actually has one of the most vibrant startup ecosystems. It's actually third large in the entire world. And so to have a chance to see all of the startups here this week, it's an amazing vibe.
And how are you liking the weather right now here?
It's a bit hot, but we've done a lot to cool everybody off. There's little air refresheners all over. We also have some really fun areas inside in the air conditioning to make sure people are getting a chance to learn about actually all of our latest offerings, specifically for startups, as well as showcase some of the startups themselves. We have Grey Labs, Sarvam, many that are actually here showcasing their work. So we get people inside in the cool. Yeah.
So, Tiffany, let's get into the thick of things. First is, what are the key trends are you seeing among startups here across APJ, like Asia Pacific and Japan, when it comes to adopting GenAI, agentic AI, and scaling?
So obviously this is the age of GenAI. It's morphed though into frontier models. So those can be for a variety of different things. It could be video models. It could be right now a huge trend in physical AI models. So we're a little bit ahead with our startups really inventing new ways for robots to explore environments and actually help, particularly in ecosystems like Japan and Korea, where you have an aging population and you are actually losing workers. What does it mean to actually automate those workloads? And our startups are actually working not only on the robots, but also on the models that will end up controlling them, on manufacturing lines, and actually to help in retail. So really cool to see that. We're seeing some of those same startups here in India, which is exciting. I think it's just emerging. India's always been known for their deep tech, but it's fun to see what's happening in physical AI right now.
Well said, Tiffany. And how is AWS sort of supporting these startups in moving from early stage experimentation to going out there in the real world, experimenting, implementing all those things? How?
So AWS tends to work backwards from each startup individually. We have a variety of different programs, whether you're very, very early stage all the way to where you are actually scaling internationally. In the early stages, you often just need credits to be able to experiment with the models that you're building, to be able to experiment with the business that you're focusing on, the products you're designing. So we have our Activate program that we've had for years. We actually have over 100,000 companies that have benefited it, and we've actually had $1.5 billion that we've given to startups over the last years. That's just in Asia alone. So wonderful program to get those founders started up their feet. As they grow though, we find they need to be matched with design partners. Maybe they've got a concept and they want to see if it really lands with those enterprises. So we do those enterprise connections. We actually have here at the summit a corner called Unicorn Stop, and their enterprises can actually register to meet with startups that are physically here already and set up times to actually connect with them. Those startups are often already registered in our marketplace, which means they have a solution that any enterprise around the world is able to take advantage of because they already have commitments with AWS. But longer term, we find we really need to scale, and one of the hardest things to scale is how do you go outside of the market that you know into new markets? And that's where we can help as well. Whether it be the marketplace that they sign up for to help with procurement, or whether they want go-to-market support and how we actually introduce them to those long-term enterprises that are going to be the big wins for them, just depends on where they're at in their journey, and we try to match them where they need that extra support.
So you cater them specifically in each and every stage, and you give them the whole aids and everything, which is required.
That's the goal, yeah. I think for us, one of the kind of big visions that we have is how do we ensure that we're really working backwards from our customers and what they currently need. It used to be credits was the most important thing. Now I think it's go-to-market. I like to really push the team to make sure that we're making AWS the best place for startups to build and grow. And that means listening to them about what they need.
Well said, Tiffany. And last but not the least, what are the key takeaways do you think in AWS that every AI builder, every founder, everyone needs to pay attention to?
Yeah, I was just actually on main stage with the founder of MobiQuick, and she was actually talking about her biggest words of advice for founders right now are just to lean into agentic, lean into how you're coding and building, whether you're using Kiro or whether you're using Claude Code. How are you ensuring you're taking advantage of the way that you should be building for the future? future with agents. That is just the number one thing that I think we want everybody to lean into. As well though, how do you not go at it alone? How do you look for those strategic partners like AWS that are really going to accelerate your growth? Being here at this event, seeing the wonderful partnerships that we have, taking advantage of the different programs that are here, highly recommend startups to lean in and get involved and get the support that they need.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Tiffany Bloomquist. You were amazing. Thank you so much for being a part of AWS and AIM.
Thank you as well.
Thanks a lot.